Star Wars props is more than just the lightsabers. There are plenty of props to go around, everything from communicators to armor to controls, greeblies, everything you can imagine had to be created for every movie in the entire series. One of my favorite props by far is the Jedi Communicator. One of the reasons is simply where it came from, where it started from, and it was actually one of my first handmade props. The actual base model for the Jedi Communicator is the Gillette Sensor Women's Razor. Now you may be thinking, what? Why would they use something like that instead of just making something or machining something? And really that's one of the most interesting facts about prop making in general, looking at the mundane objects and creating something that's really unique or a little side piece for a character, and it really just fleshes out the film. Now typically you don't just take a simple object and say, here you go, here's prop. Now they do that. However, this one, they took it as the base model, added a bunch of parts onto it, and created something that didn't look like the shaver anymore. And it wasn't actually until the visual dictionary and production photos and everything came out that people actually recognized that it was the women's razor. There are about a dozen parts that go into creating the communicator look like either Obi-Wan's or Qui-Gon's from the Phantom Menace, and all those parts did continue on throughout episodes 1 through 3, as well as being featured in the Clone Wars TV show. I myself decided to go a little bit sideways in designing my own communicator. I wasn't trying to replicate a specific character's communicator and just do my own thing for two reasons. One was because it is mine, it was my first handmade prop from the bottom up, and I wanted something that was unique for me, for myself, and I couldn't find all the parts to make a complete replica. I have one on the go, however my first one used as many found parts as I could find. I raided old pieces and friends' junk piles, as well as going to the hardware store and coming up with my own design, as well as hand-cutting styrene to give some of those unique shapes that are on it. My final piece I've had for about 10 years. It's a hodgepodge of different pieces, and really was a great attempt on doing everything I wanted to do with it. Everything from the soldering lugs that I did find that weren't exactly the same as the film ones, bead pieces for the dials, rivets for the top antennas, this piece, which I have no idea what it was at the time, and then of course I had to doll up the back. Now I cheated on the back. The actual film ones covered up and bonded up and smoothed out the back, and then added pieces, and I just stuck everything on it to kind of give it that look, but also keep that overall tone without doing all the work that I didn't want to do to it. Very happy with it. Like I said, I do have another one on the go that I will be creating and probably making a video on as an addendum to this one. But really, this is an easy project if you really want to get into prop making, if you really like the Jedi Comlink or Communicator. You get started with it by finding that razor. The one that I found recently was actually at a liquidation world here in Ontario, and they were like $1 or so. So you can still find them if you're lucky enough, and then finding all those pieces. I will have a couple links in the description where you can find all the little pieces if you want to go for screen accuracy, or if you just want to go off your own way, you can at least get some better photos. There's also a couple links there from RPF threads that you can look at and see how other people have done some great photos from the tours and whatnot. I hope you've enjoyed watching. This is a really exciting prop for me, as like I said, it was my first one. Be sure to subscribe if you want to keep abreast of my other videos. I will have some more Star Wars, Stargate, DC hero stuff. Everything that I have here will be eventually shown on my channel. Be sure to click here if you want to check out my Anakin Skywalker lightsaber that I reviewed first, and check here if you want to check out my Qui-Gon Jinn lightsaber that I talked about. Like I said, it's not all about the lightsabers, but they're the coolest thing that you can get to. Anyway, be sure to like, share, and as always, thanks for watching.